Today in this video, I wanted to talk about why your embodied presence is way more powerful than external validation. And I love this so much because this is exactly where I have spent so much in my life trying to do it just right, trying to be enough, trying to be seen, trying to be valued for everything that I am. And I think this video is so important because I know you have learned to shape yourself to fit into those expectations that other people have had or society has had. Any expectations, whether it's in relationships, your career, money, family, the way you move through your life and your world. But I also know deep down you crave something deeper and different. You crave the ease of just being you. I know you crave the certainty of being you is enough. You want to know that you are enough, that it's enough. Instead of like having to go and drive and push and force and blah, 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 all that stuff. You want the kind of, the kind of presence that doesn't cause you to seek validation. You already feel it within yourself. And when you feel that in yourself, you don't go seeking validation anywhere. Right now, you're still seeking proof, looking for proof that it's going to work, proof that you're making the right choices, proof that you're lovable, proof that you're worthy. Like, I swear, it's endless. And every time you look out there for proof, you lose like a little bit more. Just a teeny little bit of your essence. Like, we can never actually like lose our complete essence. But we do lose a little bit of it when we seek opinions of others, or, hey, what do you think of this? And, oh, I might go out on a date with so-and-so. And, you know, you're just looking for feedback. When we do this kind of stuff, it's when we lose a little bit of our power, of our presence. So when you look outside of yourself for certainty, you lose a little bit of yourself. And then what happens is you end up holding back, you end up hesitating, you second guess everything. And because of that, you never allow yourself to be fully seen. Like, not in the way that you truly want to be. Whew. That's a big one, isn't it? The truth is, your power and your magnetism has the power to call in anything that your heart desires. You have the ability to move people, to inspire people, to attract everything that is meant for you. Like, if you're feeling it in your heart, it's for you. But that whole second guessing and that whole hesitation comes in there. And then the next thing you know, whatever it is that you're desiring just ends up being like a fantasy isn't the word for it, but you know what I mean. It ends up being something that you daydream about, you imagine yourself doing it, but because you doubt yourself, you don't take the action towards it. So it's like a big road killer, a big dream killer, actually. And the crazy thing about this, it's never ever been, this entire journey has never been external. So if you've noticed, every time you look outside yourself, maybe some of it works, but does it like really fulfill you? Does it really actually bring home what you're going for? I'm going to say no, it doesn't. What you're really looking for, when you stop actually looking outside yourself, because you are looking for something, yes, but you're looking outside yourself, and what you need to do is you need to come back. Look in the internal. Look at your presence. And I know that you've been taught to doubt it, as we all have. I've experienced the exact same thing. You doubt yourself before you even let yourself have it. I hope this is landing. I really do, because I feel like this is something very personal for me as well. Because I've been in that, not realizing that if I allowed myself to take up space with all of my energy, with all of my too much, and be present, everything would just be like, boom, magical. Things would come. But instead of me taking up my own space, I'm waiting for proof that it's okay. It's okay to be powerful. It's okay to be radiant. And it's okay to be deeply seen. No, that's when doubt gets in the way. You need to let yourself take up space. You need to stop waiting for proof before you allow yourself to be powerful. Because this is the cycle that we get ourselves stuck in. And this is not about trying harder. Believe me, I know you've been going, and even one of my comments in one of my viewers said that they were super productive, and I thought, oh, I felt that. Being super productive is the name of the game in the way things are structured and the way things are set up. And it's not doing us any good. It just has us constantly seeking for all the things that we actually want and the validation that we want. And it's just like such a cycle. And what we need to do is stop trying harder and allow more. Allow more. Because this whole trying harder is like pushing and driving and controlling, and it's basically manipulative, really, when you think about it. Because what are you pushing for? What are you driving for? Why are you so productive? Because you have an outcome in mind. You have something that you want that's going to make you feel safe, which is not going to work because it's built on BS, if you want to hear the truth of it, because you're giving your power away. You're not going to attain what you are looking for by giving your power away. It's all an internal job. So allow yourself to move through the world without shrinking. Allow yourself to trust your own rhythm instead of actually forcing yourself into somebody else's rhythm. Or the other thing too, trusting your own rhythm, the other thing that we do too is that we see, oh, she looks good. What has she got going on? She's got such a beautiful life and she's got lots of money. We take on someone else's energy and try to make it our own because we want what they have. So the whole thing is just screwed. This whole thing of forcing thing and being productive is just like, it's so, I don't even know what to say. I know I've felt that, and I've done both, where I've taken on somebody else's energy, tried to make it mine, tried to make it fit, tried to do what they did, and it never worked. It's because you're taking something that doesn't belong to you and you're trying to force it to fit you. And the same goes the other way, where you're listening to external voices. You're trying to take their advice and force it onto yourself and make it work for you when it actually is never going to work. What you need to do is trust your own freaking wisdom and your cycles and your rhythms, and understand, like I know in one of my videos, I said, oh, one day you might have a really good day, or maybe you're crazy one day. And maybe one day you're like really mellow and you're, crying on the couch. This is all part of your rhythm. And dampering down both isn't going to help you. What you need to recognize is that, oh yes, okay, so I do have my down days. Allow yourself to have that. Oh, I have my up days. Okay, we move in rhythms. We move through a down phase and an up phase. And it's like following the moon. The moon goes through different transitions. It goes through the water element, it goes through the earth element, air element, and fire element. And we fluctuate just like that. We have our moments where we're more water and more emotional. We have more things where we're more in our head, where we're more earthy, that kind of stuff. And when we're more on fire, when we emotionally are like on it and we're speaking our truth. So we go through these phases, but we don't recognize them. And I know you don't recognize them because you're like, just know that you're labeling yourself as like, what am I, crazy today? What's going on? How come I can't manage this? How come I'm like coming in and out of this? It's part of your rhythm and you're trying to stifle it when you need to honor it. Like if you're having like one of those watery emotional days, what's the harm of being on the couch watching a sad movie and crying? It's perfect. It's totally fine. That's honoring your rhythm. So this is allowing yourself to move through the world without shrinking, without trying to like make yourself something that you're not, because you're not any of it. What people, you can't be somebody else because that's what you're trying to do. Allowing yourself to trust your rhythm instead of forcing yourself onto somebody else. And that was, I don't even know if I touched on that, but that's what we essentially do when we're seeking all this stuff. It's just so, it's kind of like this messed up mental cycle that we get ourselves into instead of allowing our presence to speak for itself, instead of feeling like you have to prove your essence is enough. You need to feel that it is enough, and that's all you need to do. You need to be able to feel that your essence, your being, your heart, your soul is enough, and that is your presence. Your presence doesn't seek external validation. The moment that you allow yourself to be in this space fully and unapologetically, everything around you will respond. The things that were like out there that you're seeking and you're pushing away, maybe you do desire it. Because I know, for example, my dream life is beach life, 100%. Sitting on the beach, having my morning coffee, sitting there all day, having somebody bring me like a light lunch, going swimming, enjoying the wind, and all of that is my dream. I love that so freaking much. But is it happening? Well, there's so many things that have gotten in the way of that stop that. Because I'm like looking out there and then, oh, hey, let's look over here. That looks really good. That looks really shiny. Gosh, maybe that'll work. Maybe if I acted the way she does, maybe I'll get there sooner. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Clearing out the illusions, clearing it all out, stopping that, stopping this, and allowing myself to be is the answer here. Now that's something that I know that may not necessarily happen right away, but I know it will happen. I just have to allow it. So when I allow myself to be, and you allow yourself to be who you actually are, your essence, fully, unapologetically, everything has to respond to that, because everything you've created now, your life is responding to that. So if it doesn't look as good as you like, well then we have to look at what's going on inside. So as I said, everything around you responds. It's because, it's not because you're trying, it's because you're just magnetic. Things are allowed to exist the way that they are, and you end up being so aligned to a certain thing, then it just automatically comes to you. It's so magnetic. Things just happen. And maybe not in ways that you could ever see coming, because it usually never is the way you see it coming. And this happens because you are you. This is you in your embodied presence. And that is such an unfuckable place to be. Oh, you hear that? Siren. Be a siren. That's happened to me before, where sirens have happened in the middle of a video. So this is exactly the kind of work that I do with my clients. I guide them into this to help them break free from the hesitation, the doubt, and step into this effortless, natural embodiment and power, where everything, it's like a natural flow of success, like a river is just abundant. Everything flourishes from that river, like all the trees and the grass and the flowers. This is the work that I do. This isn't the kind of power that's forced. This is the kind of power that has you feeling like home, that you're welcome in your own home. It's the kind that moves through every part of your life, every area, every second of your life. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you speak. It's how you create and how you love, and how you walk into the room and everybody turns their heads to look at you. And you're so completely at peace with yourself. You're okay with people looking at you and going, oh, look at her. What is she doing? I gotta have some of that. You know what I mean? So this is why I'm saying that your embodied presence is way more powerful than external validation. External validation is like crap. It's like you're manifesting crap. And I speak from experience. Believe me, I speak from experience. So, because I know there was many times that my life wasn't exactly where it is today, and it was all my doing. It was just the way, all the conditioning that had got in the way. I believed everything that everybody told me, and then my life just started looking dull, flat, stagnant, wondering why I'm not getting ahead, wondering why I'm not progressing like I feel like I could, all of that stuff. So I really hope this video drove it home for you today to let you know that you do not need permission. You don't need any more permission. Trust me. Take my trust in you that you don't need any more permission to do this. This is an inside job. You don't need to actually tell anybody. This is all internal workings. You don't need any more validation because you're the shit. You are the shit. You are the bomb and you freaking know it. So stop looking for external validation or that, whoever, your boss or whoever. You don't need it because it's not going to mean anything in the end. It doesn't fulfill your soul. You don't need to earn your presence. It's already there. Ugh. And believe me, this is a message for myself. I feel this deeply too. You just need to let yourself fully have it. And the second that you do, everything changes. Your life is going to look like nothing that you could ever expect, because you're leaving behind all the conditioning, everything that you've known before. And when you're kind of like in that and you're focused on that, you're not going to be able to see what this presence is going to bring you. And this is who you actually are without the conditioning. This is you, is like so free internally. It's not like the life that you want to experience is going to be hard or difficult. I mean, of course there's going to be challenges, but it's going to be more aligned. Your life is going to be more fulfilled. You're going to be so fulfilled at a soul level. Everything will be able to fulfill you because it's your soul calling. And so let me know in the comments if this resonated with you. I know you long to feel whole and certain and at home. I felt it too. And it isn't anything to do with what you do. It's because of who you are. That's why you want this. That's why you watch my channel, because this is what you want. Whew. So, yeah, this is such a powerful video. This is close to my heart. So close to my heart. I experience this big time. And so it's like I'm calling myself out here. It's like, okay, you're calling yourself out. It's like I'm making a declaration. Okay, you can be yourself now. So that's what I have for you today. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video.